In a public meeting organized by the Public Utilities Commission, a multitude of concerned citizens gathered to voice their frustrations, particularly in the wake of CenterPoint Energy's response to Hurricane Beryl. But they had to wait over 3 hours into the meeting to have their voices heard, as a multitude of dignitaries, industry experts, and executives were allowed to go first.
I cannot say I'm proud of the work of CenterPoint, neither in the preparation or the communication, or the recovery of the storm.
That out of CenterPoint's 9,000 employees, only 1,000 are actually linemen.
And we have to do everything that we possibly can. We're counting on you to make sure that this never happens again, not just to Houstonians, but across the state of Texas.
The meeting began just after 9 a.m., and by 12:30 p.m., the public feedback was still not underway, and a room once filled with those waiting to speak had started to clear out. Over 50 citizens were registered to speak publicly, and those who did brought an emotional atmosphere charged with expressions of discontent.
I feel like that CenterPoint need to start working more closely with just ordinary citizens that live in ordinary communities.
But they need to hire more folks in-house. What does that get you? Well, what happens when, like, Hurricane Helene hit the East Coast over there, right? Florida and up North Carolina, South Carolina. Do you know what a lot of contract employees do? They quit. They quit their jobs here in Houston, and they get signed on with the mutual assistance company, and they haul butt over there to make money, because that's how they feed their families. And utility employees don't do that. Okay, they're committed to the utilities, so they stay here. And the more contract employees you use, the more susceptible you are to having people leave that do the everyday work.
At CenterPoint, when you file a claim, you can't talk to a human being. You have to use a form. There's a phone number that you can call. That phone number leads you back to the form.
I would love for something to be better as far as when these storms and things are hitting. I just don't know if the response time could be a little bit faster. Do y'all have a backup for, when things are going to hit?
We don't mind paying more if we're going to get better service. I don't want to continue paying higher rates for what I feel we're putting Band-Aids on situations. There's somewhere in the corner that is bleeding from the head, and we continue to put Band-Aids on it. Oh, yep, you're going to have to pay a 19-cent rate surcharge on that. The person isn't getting better. The system isn't getting better. I think we want to see changes. We want to see improvement.
With the meeting already 5 hours in, CenterPoint CEO Jason Wells began his remarks, facing a notably diminished audience.
To our customers, I want to acknowledge that we know our response to Hurricane Beryl is unacceptable. The number of outages were too high, the length of the outages were too long, and our communications did not meet your expectations. And for that, I want to personally apologize to each of you for the pain and frustration that we caused. We are determined to be better. We are working with urgency to re-earn your trust, and we will build the most resilient coastal grid in the country to avoid these types of incidents from occurring again.
The Public Utilities Commission is still seeking comments regarding Houston area power outages resulting from severe weather. Visit puc.texas.gov to provide your feedback. For Houston City Beat, I'm Mike Acosta.